Okay, guys, how we doing? So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a top five zombie films. Not just films actually. So it's just going to be inherently zombie based. So I'm going to try mix it up. I'm going to have a couple of films, a couple of TV shows, one or two anime as well. I'm going to try to avoid some of the most well-known zombie stuff out there. There will be one or two in there because they need to be, because of the fact that they are the best. But these are going to be my top five rated for zombie-like films. Okay, so if you like this, just let me know. I'll make more. I'll change the genres. I'll kind of focus on other things. But for the time being, it's going to be a focus on films, anime, TV shows. I don't know any other ways to kind of get zombie stuff across. So yeah, those three. All right, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to start with number 5 on the list, and that is High School of the Dead. High School of the Dead is an anime show about zombie outbreak taking place while a bunch of high schoolers are, you guessed it, at school. So, a zombie outbreak happens when a gate guard is bitten by someone on the outside. The zombie infection quickly spreads, as you might guess, and it quickly becomes a matter of survival. Zombies are known in this world, so people have an idea of what they should do once they have an idea of what's actually happening. So you'll see kind of maybe nerds coming out of their shell a little bit and using their knowledge and lore to essentially, survive. So, this is a really good anime, but it does have some drawbacks to it. Some of the drawbacks are creepy anime tropes, whereby, you'll see skirts and pants and boobs shaking and stuff like that. So, if you can get past that, it is really, really good action. Little bit dramatic or overly dramatic, some silly things, but at the same time, that's what you want in an anime, and, they may as well be less realistic with it and make it look awesome. So some of the visuals in this are absolutely brilliant, but like I said, you're going to have to deal with the odd old-fashioned anime trope, which is, having a look up the skirt, nose bleeding, something along them lines. Here's my prime example, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. So this is very common occurrence. You've been warned. Okay, number 4 on the list is hashtag alive. So, in this film, it takes place somewhere in South Korea. Guy is basically a hermit, he lives at home most of the time, playing games, just talking with his online friends. This is going to touch pretty close to home, so it's understandable that some people won't like it. It is a zombie outbreak, but it really does take the point of view of a guy who's just observing chaos take place outside his house. There will be little things that will kind of get your adrenaline levels boosted, and really kind of maybe get you on the edge of your seat. But he'll have to eventually scavenge for supplies. He can't stay in his apartment forever. So really, that's what this is about. Okay, so you're gonna be dealing with a lot of being locked up and trapped. So if you're not into that kind of thing, especially pandemic happening, absolutely understandable that you wouldn't want to watch this film. But at the same time, it does have some very, very good moments that I was very happy to see in the zombie flick, because a lot of times I feel like it's not done well or not executed well, and this definitely kept me on my toes for the whole film. Kept me interested at the very least. So check out hashtag alive. If you're not interested in an isolation thriller, maybe bypass it and have a little look at something else on the list. Alright, check it out. Okay, number 3 on my list is 28 days slash weeks later. Okay, so hopefully this doesn't need any introduction to you, but if you do, I'm going to avoid spoilers just by showing maybe some of the intro and hopefully avoid those plot points. But 28 Weeks Later is by far one of the best zombie films out there. The only reason it's number 3 on my list is because of the fact that it's been around for so long. So in the interest of giving you something to record it, if you've never seen this before, it's not a spoiler, it happens in the first 5 minutes. That's my terms and conditions, and off we go. Next is Train to Busan. Okay, Train to Busan is a really, really awesome film. the best way I could describe it in scale or scope would be to refer to World War Z, the Brad Pitt film with zombies. This is executed far better than that because it's isolated essentially in one area. It's not too spread. It's not as ridiculous. At the same time, there's going to be hordes, and I mean pure hordes of zombies. I feel like the CGI is done very well. If they definitely did use CGI, yeah. But I just mean that the background zombies feel like they have weight. You know, they feel like they're really there at this overwhelming situation, rather than just a load of green screen and people, running around. So definitely worth a watch. If you've never seen this, I would say that if you haven't seen this, it's definitely worth a look. If you have seen this, then a little bit of information for you. There's also a prequel. It's an animated movie. It is called Soul Station. Seoul. So that is a prequel. It's not necessary to the plot. It's not like you're gonna need it or anything. It's just set in the same universe and almost as though not ground zero, because something has already happened there. But if you want to explore this world a little bit more, then I'd recommend it. But absolutely, by no means do you need to see that film before you watch Train to Busan. Okay, we're moving on to my favorite, or my number one on the list. Hope you enjoyed it up to this point, and if there's anything that you're really liking, feel free to drop it into the comments. But without further ado, here we go with numero uno on la listo. I don't speak Spanish. Okay, on to number one. So, number one on the list is Kingdom. Kingdom is the freshest take on a zombie flick that I've seen in a very long time. You're looking at medieval times. I don't know what period it is. It's in Korea, not Japan. I kept saying Japan for a long time. So this is a South Korean drama. It has 2 seasons, possibly a third, I don't know, with the COVID-19 and all that. So 2 seasons, absolutely worth a look. It's a mixture of Game of Thrones and zombies. Okay, so you are going to be looking at essentially a potential coup d'etat between a royal family. There's kind of like an issue with the next heir to the throne. The king is ill, and while all this is happening, and while there's plots and behind the scenes action happening, there also happens to be a zombie outbreak. Will the zombie outbreak be explained? I couldn't tell you, because that would be a spoilie, and we don't do spoilies. So, without further ado, just check out this scenery. If you don't like subtitles, I don't care. Get over it. Watch this. If you like zombie stuff, this is the best zombie-like show you will ever see, 100%. And even at film quality kind of production, I think that will give most films a run for their money. So really, it's on Netflix. If you haven't seen this, Kingdom, I will sing its praises for years and years to come, unless its future seasons are god-awful. But for the time being, it's sweet, it's awesome. You could do a lot worse. Like I said, if you just don't like subtitles, get over yourself, give it a chance. You won't regret it. And if you do regret it, come back to me. I'm not going to do anything, but you can come back to me. That's fine too.